Okay, when we look at worked example 10, we can see we've got a whole number here plus a log. It would be great if I had 2 logs, then I would be able to use this rule somehow to combine them into one term. We do know that if I've got log to base A of A, that does equal 1. So by me putting something like that in the first term, I can actually then progress to using this rule that I've got down here. So let me show you what I mean by that. So 2, is this the same as writing 2 log, I'm going to use base 10 because this is a base 10 over here in the question, so log base 10 of 10 plus the log of 10 base 10, 3. So you'll notice here this equals 1. So really I've still got the number 2 here, it's just written in a different way. But this is helpful because it allows me to use these 2 rules that I've got over here on the right. So I'm going to use the second one here now, where I am going to put the power back in over my number. So if I do that, I get log 10 of 10 squared plus log of 10, 3. And now I can directly apply my rule here where I've got my addition of logs becoming my log of the multiplication of those numbers. So that's going to be log 10, and then I'm just going to multiply those two. So 10 squared times 3. And so what I've got there now is just log base 10 of 300. And that would be my final answer. In the second, so this is part A. In the second part of the problem, they give us a problem like this. So I'll just scroll up for us. So now we have the same bases, so I'm not needing to use the same strategy that I did in the previous problem. And I have numbers at the front, so it does look like I am going to use my power rule that I had up here. So let's go ahead and rewrite that with the powers back in where they, with the numbers. So it'll be log base 3 of 6 cubed minus log of base 3, 18 cubed. And so now we can use this rule over on the right. So it's a subtraction of logs, so I can divide those logs. So it'll be log base 3 of 6 cubed over 18 cubed. Now for us to simplify this, we could go ahead and plug this in on our calculator, and that would give us log base 3, and if you have it in fraction form, 1 over 27. Now that's nice, but again, for us to simplify this further, you would need to realise that this 27 is the same as 3 to the power of 3. So if you can recognise that, then we can continue on with the problem. We can go log of base 3 of 1 over 3 to the power of 3, or 3 cubed. I'm now going to move that number up into the numerator by recognising that this is a fraction, so I can write this with a negative indices. So it would be log to base 3 of 3 to the negative 3. And now I'm going to go ahead and move that index out the front using that rule. So we've got negative 3 log 3 of 3, and again, now that we've got the same base with this number, that becomes 1, so my final answer is going to be negative 3. Now, in your book, they don't solve it this way. They solve it by looking at the expanded forms of the question. So let's have a look at that method as well, because it's good to see. So if I've got log base 3 of 6 times 6 times 6 over 18 times 18 times 18. If I go through and do some cancelling here, top and bottom, so I'm going to divide by 6 top and bottom. So 6 divided by 6 is 1, 18 divided by 6 is 3. 6 divided by 6 is 1, 18 divided by 6 is 3. 6 divided by 6 is 1, 18 divided by 6 is 3. You can see by me going through the cancelling method that I end up with log base 3 of 1 on 3 cubed straight up. And this links very nicely to what we just found by using our calculator to solve 6 cubed over 18 cubed. Then, once you're here, all of the steps are as per the previous steps. So we write it as a fraction with a negative indice, then use our power rule to bring that index out the front, and then we can again simplify down to -3. So worked example 10, this relates predominantly to question, I'm just looking it up for you, well, in question 8, and that is still on page 95. And we're going to go ahead and go through those questions now. So we might just do the second column just to get a taste of all of the different types of questions in that section. Good luck.